Hello everyone and welcome back to Abundantly Minimal. Tonight I'm here in my office finishing up the first phase of work of the day. You know I'm a night owl, so we always work a little bit, to the wee hours of the morning. But I wanted to just give a little bit of a channel update here. This is essentially goodbye for now. I'm planning a 6-month hiatus here on the channel, so that means I'll be back in September. And fun fact or not so fun fact, I was actually planning on quitting my channel back in January for the start of the new year, but I had one of my December videos that I'd uploaded just before my planned departure did the best out of any videos on my channel for the last year and a half. So I was suckered into staying a little bit, but then I remembered how fickle YouTube is and how it's not really a sustainable place if your heart isn't in it and if it hasn't been going as well. So with that being said, I feel like this is a good solution to take some extended time away from the platform, as well as then come back in a time where there's both more things happening within my life that might be more interesting, as well as just naturally when the channels, especially a minimalism or decluttering channel, does best, which is the fall and the winter. So that being said, I wanted to walk through a little bit of this decision, but if you're just here for the quick version, I'll see you in September. Now, to further unpack taking this time off, I know that I've had a little bit more resistance recently to making content. I think I kind of have been in a balance of if I make something related to decluttering or minimalism, it does still decently well, but that's just not as big of a priority to me at this stage of life. And I shut down a lot of the ways I monetize that, such as I'm not really actively running my decluttering course anymore. In conjunction with that, there's been some topics I'm very passionate about that I've had fun making videos for, but in general, that's really not what my audience wants. So the viewers don't show up for those kind of videos, and then you end up feeling kind of sad, like, oh, I put in a lot of effort on this topic, but it's not necessarily why people are here. And so that's been definitely very important for me to reflect about. When I was really looking at my calendar for the next 6 months, I find it to be both an incredibly exciting time and also not that exciting of a time, at least from an outside viewer. Where Jake and I are currently at is that we are really putting our heads down, focusing, working really, really hard because we are finishing up saving for our dream home, for a down payment for it. Now, yes, we did pay off this house as of December of 2021, but our plan is to not even need to touch the money from this home for our future home so that we can really just have a lot of extra financial security. We can put that large amount in after the down payment, and we can also use those funds if we need to do work on the house or to set up some of our spaces. And so we are close. We're very excited for that, but we are just going to be putting in a lot of extra work to make that possible with our other business, Mr. and Mrs. Social Studies. And so because of that, I'm not really feeling as, exciting, or I don't really want to take my focus off of that as much, except when we are traveling. I know I've talked about travel hacking a lot on the channel, and these are some different trips coming up that we've booked, like last year and whatnot, but we actually have 2.5 months of travel over the next 6 months. So when we're not hustling on making new teacher products and social studies curriculum, we're going to be traveling. And in the past with trips, I've filmed extra beforehand and then uploaded them during the trip, but I just don't care enough anymore to do that. And likewise, I almost feel like it's kind of like a breakup with the channel. I am feeling like what I'm doing doesn't really matter anymore, and I'm not getting the same, results from putting in that work as I used to. And also I've kind of moved on to some different avenues. And likewise, I think both YouTube as a platform has changed so much. There's just a lot more content available. The YouTube shorts have really been promoted a lot. So I'm even spending less time watching YouTube than before. And like I've said, I think most viewers that were here at one point are no longer interested. Again, I know if you're still watching this, you are interested and you are supportive. So I thank you for that. It's hard for me not to look at the big data and making decisions based upon the larger data that I'm seeing. And I'm really only getting about 10% of the views I was getting in, several of the years where the channel was performing better. So it's data at the end of the day. And the other reason I think it feels good to step away a bit is because I was even talking to this with Jake recently. I feel like I'm at a stage where a lot of things in my life that maybe I struggled with at one point are starting to click, and I feel like I'm making some big changes that are going to set the tone for the rest of my life. That sounds a little dramatic, but it's different changes that it's a long journey and you can't really see anything or any changes yet. Like, it's going to take a while before these things start to really work and manifest themselves in just the way I live my life. And so I think I am at a place where it feels too fresh to share a lot of these changes and kind of the ways I'm restructuring my life. But I'm excited to share it after I've seen, very tangible results. And I can look at it sort of in the rear view mirror and say, hey, I was able to completely overhaul this aspect of my life, or this is how I really optimized everything, and it'd be very laid out and clear. And so I'm thinking 6 months won't be enough to have, a ton of clarity and be a completely different person. But I think that there will be a lot more in effect at that point that I'll be excited to talk about. In addition to hopefully getting ready to purchase a house, looking at homes, talking about, there's a lot to talk about in that in general, but also from a minimalist perspective. Maybe I can take you along on some of my prep work and some of the decluttering I'll be doing prior to us moving. So I think it will be a much more exciting time and a meaningful time when I come back, if people still care and people still want to watch. And the nice thing is, too, I think I've had enough disappointment over the process of this channel as I've seen it sort of gradually decline, that I feel okay letting it go if I need to. And I'm prepared to do that. I don't think that's what my heart is telling me yet at this moment, to do a complete, clean break, but it's definitely been on my radar, and I think it's important to speak honestly, even in regards to the saving money, I'm sort of laughing about it, but obviously it's not necessarily funny stuff. But the channel's doing so bad that unless it's one of those really abnormal success videos, I'm actually losing money each time I post a video, because the time that it takes for me to work on it, as well as with my editor, we're not recouping that on ad revenue. So it's a lot better if I just don't post, and then I don't have to, put that time in or lose the funds on it. So especially as we're saving up for the house, that's, a big priority, to make sure everything we're doing is intentional. So I feel like this video was me rambling off some different reasons and a little all over the place, but I just wanted to give some context as to where I'll be for the next 6 months. But all this being said, I know there was definitely, some not the best news shared in this video, but I can say that I am genuinely looking forward to coming back and to, documenting kind of the life journey and life path where things will be this fall. And I think the time off will be really nice to sort of come back with a fresh mindset and see, what's possible for the future. So if you have, stuck around with me on this YouTube journey for however long, I'm really grateful that you're here. It has meant a lot to me. I know this was just a quick little video here, but I am still very grateful for all of that. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your spring, summer, start of fall, the next 6 months or so. I hope it's a meaningful time for you, and look forward to catching up when I get back. So thank you so much. Bye.